Greetings, loves, and welcome to Soul Search Podcast, where we will be discussing things uncomfortable to some and interesting to most. So go ahead and subscribe, add me to your favorites, and share with a friend. Catch you in the episodes.
That is in the possession of the legal authorities. And so we have a court order requiring those things to be released to my office, and they won't release it until they have finished their quote investigation, all legal authorities. And so I'm hoping that when I get my hands on those things, that may hold the answer. But I also, from a theoretic sort of a, stance, is that Mr. Miller was very consistent in his, contact with her. He's even made, comments in other news agencies and so forth that he sent her 6 or 7 emails. I haven't got my hands on those yet. He made comments that he sent emails to her on the same day that she died, and then realized that there were 2 that she probably didn't get. There are a couple of things that don't add up. There are 2 specific things that he said that were so contradictory, and there's outside evidence to prove it and to...
Now, mind you, she said yet, but also mind you that this interview was done before they went in and came to these global agreements.
Sustain what I'm thinking about particularly, but I would say that I would not be surprised if he made some form of contact with her, because you have to remember that I served. Yes, you have to remember that I served him the separation papers on that day. So remember that I served. Yes, say that I would not be surprised if he made some form of contact with her, because you have to remember that I served. Yes, you have to remember that I served him the separation papers on that day. So he had made a comment to me specifically that, gosh, something must be really wrong because Regina Ward has been hired on the case. And we know nobody gets Regina Ward unless it's a big case. And
right, money.
I was like, okay, well.
Okay. So what this says is that she served JP papers on the day Mica passed. The interviewer just asked on the day she passed, and she said yes. Then she said he made a comment to her. So I know somebody asked about, did she serve him online? I'm not sure if they could do that, but this sounds like it was in person.
We're not making a big deal out of it. We're just pursuing a separation. So I would not be surprised if he did not start at that moment, the second that he got served, to start berating her with either phone calls or leaving her messages or texting her. Basically he weaponized the Bible against her, and I would not be surprised if that happened.